Welcome, everyone, to a very special edition of this week's Undisputed Nerds, where we talk about all kinds of weird comic book, movie, news, games, videos, whatever you want to talk about. I am one of your hosts, Gentlemanly Gamer, alongside my captain, my champion, Mr. Zane Taicho. And this week we have a very special guest with us. From the Waffle Brand Podcast, it's Waffles for Chumps, ladies and gentlemen. Say hello, Waffles.
Hi, I'm here too.
Yes, hello, sir. Hello. How are we, gentlemen? Here. How are we? Are we doing good?
I'm doing great. I don't know what happened. I just clicked the link and suddenly I was here and I just stumbled into this podcast. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how I got here.
We really should have pre-warned you about that, shouldn't we, before we just sent you random links. But I think it's more worrying that you actually clicked on it.
Yeah, you send me a random link, I'm clicking away. I'm ready.
That's the trust, my friend.
That's how much I trust you, gentlemanly.
Waffles, why don't you give us a little bit of an introduction to yourself for those of our listeners who do not know you and what you do?
I'm Waffles for Chumps. I am funny man on the internet. I do Twitch streaming, mostly just Twitch streaming. Every other Saturday I'll do the Waffle Brand podcast, like you mentioned. That's on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that sort of stuff. And that's Waffle Brand, one word, and then podcast. And that's my plug.
You talk a whole bunch of stuff on that podcast, don't you?
Yeah, it's a variety podcast. It's just kind of whatever we're feeling is a good topic for that week. It's not really a specific thing. We are pretty much nerds. We do all sorts of nerd stuff. So a lot of our podcasts kind of steer in that direction, but it's kind of just a wide variety.
I was a particular because you stream it at the same time, don't you? When you're recording it, you stream it on Twitch.
Yeah. I love that you guys edit your videos, because that means that if something bad happens, it just won't show up on my Twitch one. I can't edit. There's no editing.
Well, yeah, but in your defense, you were drinking on your Twitch stream the last time you did your podcast, so that's
one time.
It's never a good mix. You need to learn from these things. See, Zane knows what an unescapable loose cannon I am. So he's like, "There's no way we're doing this live. You'll put me out of business."
We used to do it live.
I know we did.
Oh, that quickly changed.
Yeah, it's nice to do it live, but it's just it's also if you pre-record things, then you can just make sure you don't say anything horrifically offensive. Moving on. So. Yeah, guys, go and check out the Waffle Brand podcast and also check out Waffles for Chumps. We'll do our usual shout outs at the end of the podcast anyway. Zane, how are you, my darling? It's been a little while because I was on holiday last weekend. So what's been happening in the world of Zane?
What has been happening? Not much really, I don't think. I'm getting more comics, which is always a plus, I guess. And watching a lot of anime movies for another podcast called Undisputed Anime. I know it's your favorite number one podcast and ranked 24th on iTunes in some countries. I won't say which ones.
So Waffles, you may not be aware of this, Waffles. We have a sister podcast called Undisputed Anime, which is also hosted by Zane and my friendly rival Susu Day. We're not gonna say who the better presenters are, but let's just leave it at that. But yeah, I really love really well. There you go. Maybe you go on the anime show as well. Christ, I just find
I'm ready for that one.
There you go. Finding new presenters for you, Zane. There we go. We want to talk about anime for a while.
Send me links. I will click them.
Oh. Also enjoy Pancake Day, of course. Happy Pancake Day.
Do you not
Pancake Day? I don't know what pancake.
Every day in America
it says Waffles for Chumps, not pancakes for chumps.
It's true. That's true. Yeah, we should celebrate. We did say this last night. Waffles, you're our first. Not only are you our first, fellow podcasting guest, you're also our first American guest on the show.
Yeah. Hi. So hello. I'm here to represent my country. Hi.
There's a
We
lot of
have
pressure on
nerds
you
here
right now.
too.
We have a lot of listeners in America. There's a lot of pressure on you right now. Yeah, are you familiar with Pancake Day? Do you know what that is? It's otherwise known as Shrove Tuesday.
Mhm.
Shrove Tuesday?
Yes.
Okay. A lot of questions. Pancake Day,
Mhm.
1. Question 2. Shrove?
Well, yeah. Do you want to, Zane? Do you want to describe what happens on a Pancake Day?
Yeah, so as a nation, we decide that this particular Tuesday is the best Tuesday to have a pancake, or different
Of all
styles
the
of
days.
pancake. Yeah, I mean, it could be a crepe, it could be a Scotch pancake, it could be a waffle. And then
That's
you know,
blasphemy. You're stepping very close to blasphemy,
Hey,
my
why
friend.
are you angering our guest?
it's a tradition here in the UK. Kids talk about it all day at school. What sides, what toppings you're gonna have? I'm
That
gonna
is
have
sadly
banana.
true.
I'm gonna have strawberries on mine, blueberries. My mum makes little white chocolate pancakes. You know,
Do they?
it's,
Is this actually like really widely celebrated? Is this like
Yeah. Just
like a
to
big
read,
thing
I'll read
everybody knows about?
I'll read the about for you off of Wikipedia that I just looked up immediately. Shrove Tuesday or Pancake Day is the day before Ash Wednesday, observed in many Christian countries through participating in confession and absolution, the ritual burning of the previous year's Holy Week palms, finalizing one's Lenten sacrifice, as well as eating pancakes and other sweets.
That made it seem a lot more heavy than just like, I want some pancakes with blueberries on them.
Yeah, I will point out to you, the majority of the country probably doesn't do most of the religious stuff. They just worry about the pancakes. Bit of sugar and lemon on mine. That's the traditional way of doing it, Zane. Oh, delicious.
mwah.
Sacrilegious.
All that sin
Sacrilegious.
just goes away
Oh, just feel it waste away. Oh, glorious.
when you
I like
squirt
that
that
word.
whipped cream out. Like,
Oh,
oh,
Oh
all
my
right,
God.
all right. Let's not go down that path, Zane. Thank you very much. Please it's a family show.
So
yes,
it's
that was,
okay to eat waffles on Pancakes Day. This is a revelation to me.
I mean,
More
it's
than
okay to
anything.
eat waffles every day, isn't it? Waffles, come on.
Yeah, that's right. It's okay to eat waffles any day you desire. It's always waffle day in
There it
the
is.
Waffles household.
There it is. But yeah, so yeah, we
Yeah.
it happens once every year. I love that on this. I've just noticed on this thing it says related to, and then it's got Shrovetide, Ash Wednesday, makes sense because it's the day before, and then Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
what?
Why is it related to Mardi Gras? I
You
don't
know when they throw pancakes over people's heads, and
Yeah,
you know
they make
and,
beads of pancakes.
yeah, beads of pancakes.
Oh God, down in the bayou, they love it. They love their pancakes.
Yeah.
It's great. Down in New Orleans. Right. Anyway, yes. So there you go. So okay, yeah. Shrove Tuesday happened. Shrove Tuesday. Is there any? When's the next public holiday in America? Waffles.
You know, like probably St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
the
of
next
course
one.
it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. That
Yeah.
we also celebrate over here.
Oh yeah, excuse to drink. I'm pretty sure half the world celebrates just any excuse to drink, pretty much.
I think much like America is every day is Waffles Day. Every day is drinking day in England. So that's just how we do things over here, I guess. You know. But,
Why not both?
Exactly. Why not both? Enjoy St. Patrick's Day by drinking some pancakes and waffles. There we go. Lovely. Right, Zane, what are we going to talk about this week then, my friend?
This week, I thought it'd be fun to play a little game around some weird sequels that are coming up. So it's a yes or no game on some weird sequels that are coming up very soon.
So do we need them?
Oh, okay.
That's going to be the gist of it. Do we need these sequels? Are we actually looking forward to them or not? So yeah. All right, cool. But
right,
before
I'm
that,
ready.
should we have a quick Surfshark break?
Yeah.
Zane, did you know that I love to surf?
No, I didn't.
I know, it's amazing. You'd never believe it looking at me, but I am an avid surfer. Not of the sea, though. Oh, no. I am a surfer of the World Wide Web, my friend. And let me tell you something. When I go surfing, I definitely need some protection. Not the usual kind of wetsuit, though. I need some VPN. Do you know what VPN means, Zane?
I don't. What's a VPN?
Well, it would be a virtual private network. And let me tell you, we here at Undisputed Nerds are being sponsored this week. And a big thank you to the episode sponsor, Surfshark VPN. You can get Surfshark VPN 83% off and 3 months free, Zane, if you go to surfshark.deals/Undisputed Nerds and enter in the promo code Undisputed Nerds. Surfshark VPN lets you trick your device into thinking it's in another country, which opens up a whole world of content library, Zane. So think about it this way. If you're in the UK, you can watch US Netflix, which has a far bigger selection of movies. You can get all of your Batfleck content that I know you love, Zane. I know you're looking for. If you're outside of the UK as well, you can watch amazing apps like BBC iPlayer. And if you're in the US, you can finally get access back to the old WWE network with its far superior functionality. We've been using, me and Zane have been using Surfshark here at Undisputed Nerds for a while. It is our official VPN, and it doesn't just let us gain access to all the comic book movies, but it also secures our networks by encrypting internet traffic, keeping our location and download history private, thankfully, so that people can't see me purchasing wetsuits. My favorite feature on the Surfshark, it knows when my phone leaves a trusted connection, like my home or work internet, and it immediately turns on to prevent interference. It's like having, I don't know, Batfleck's Justice League for your phone, Zane.
I know exactly what you mean.
And I know you've got a lot of Batfleck on your phone right now. So sign up to Surfshark today by using our link in the video description below, surfshark.deals/Undisputed Nerds, where you'll get, again, 83% off and your first 3 months free if you use the code Undisputed Nerds. We really appreciate it if you just at least check them out, as they're a great company and we love working with them. Support Undisputed Nerds and support your internet privacy with Surfshark. There you go, guys. Go out and get yourself a VPN from Surfshark. So, Waffles, obviously, long-time listener of the show, you know exactly what's coming next. I haven't just put you on the spot completely.
Yes, definitely. Yep. Yes.
But
of course I know.
What we like to do before our main event segment, if you will, is we've been through this through a couple of years. We've had different types of games. We once looked at the weird life of Nicolas Cage and the many strange things that he's bought. That went for a long time, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
For a really long time. But recently, over the last few months, we've gone into the world of Batman. But not just any Batman. We like to play a little game called the Batman 360 No Scope. So just to give you a quick introduction to what this is. In the comics, Batman famously never murders anyone. He never kills anyone after seeing the horrific death of his parents. He's really against using guns. He just abhors murder. He'll cripple someone, obviously, in the books, but never murder. But when it comes to the movies, oh boy, does he love a bit of killing. Oh, he loves his murders in the movies, does Batman. So in Batman 360 No Scope, I have recorded an audio clip from one of the Batman movies, and I presented to Zane and your good self to find the movie, the year, and who Batman's killing. And because we've been doing this for a little while, we also have managed to, I don't want to say kidnap, but we've managed to basically get Danny Elfman. Acquire. We've acquired Danny Elfman to come in, and he does a little introduction for us.
Okay.
It's only what we can afford. So
wow, dang! I didn't know you guys are rolling with Danny Elfman.
Listen,
I mean, definitely not kidnapping Danny Elfman.
Yeah, rolling with him is a stretch. Zane, do you want to get him out of the box? I mean, bring him in.
Danny, yeah, it's your time. Yeah, you ready?
Come on, Danny.
I was not prepared for this. I'm not. Hold on.
I think he's ready. Is
he there? Has he got his mini orchestra ready?
Yeah, he's been watching the BAFTAs on repeat. I don't know why. I think it's Richard E. Grant. He loves Richard E. Grant.
Oh,
yeah, we all love Richard E. Grant. We all love him. All right. Yeah, go on, get to it. All right.
Yeah, roll it. Yeah.
That's the wrong thing, Danny. Danny, you pressed the wrong thing.
Danny.
God, press. Do the
You
other
ready
one.
now?
He's
the other one.
taking the cassette out and put it back in.
All right. Yeah.
Right.
now.
Okay. All right.
Side B.
Oh yeah. Cut it off. Stop it. That's all we can afford, Danny. Back in your box. That's it. I apologize.
Oh man, that was the Danny too. Like I know you guys couldn't show him on the thing, but like he was right there. Like holy cow.
Yeah.
Oh man, how'd you guys kidnap?
Chlorophyll. I mean, yeah. Who would have thought?
Patreon.
Patreon. Cameo.
Cameo. Yeah. It's a special Danny Elfman cameo. We asked for the Batman theme and he just kept singing Nightmare on Elm Street. It was annoying, so we took him with us. Yes. So anyway, now that we've been freshly warmed up into the Batman mythos, Zane, do you want to play the clip? So Waffles,
I'll play the clip this time. Yeah.
You play it because he's uncontrollable, Danny. Waffles, we're looking for the movie, the year, and who he's killing.
Let's do this.
There we go.
That was a lot of bats. Like that was an insane amount of bats.
One would hope that for Batman, wouldn't they? Really?
He wasn't killing bats, was he?
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
No, bats are his friend.
Jeez. Okay. Okay.
Zane, this is unusual for you because you actually have someone you can consult with.
I mean, my knowledge of Batman movies is kind of limited. I mean, I've watched most of the more recent ones, and then Batman Forever as a child. I remember going to the drive-in and watching, which was freaking awesome.
Classic.
Let's see. I mean, it definitely had those older. It definitely, because it's definitely not from the more recent ones, because it went heavy on the bat motif. Like there was a lot of bats, and I feel like they're kind of steering away from the cartoony batty thing in the more recent ones.
So the other thing we should explain, Waffles, is that just to give you a heads up, if it had been a Batfleck one, Zane would have got it instantly because he's in love with Batfleck.
Nice.
In love's a strong word. A stronger word would be obsessed.
Yeah. he can't resist a bit of Batfleck.
I watched all the movies today.
He's the only man I know who gets jealous of J-Lo. So Zane, what's your take on that? Have you got any thoughts?
I think I heard penguins. So
I was thinking,
yeah,
I heard penguin. I definitely heard that too.
Do you want to give it one more whiz through just for a quick hear before you lock in your vote, or are you that confident that you're going to go for it now?
Waffles, do you want another listen?
Sure. Yeah, let's listen again.
All right, boys, what's your verdict?
My guess is I heard Danny DeVito in there. I heard yeah. I heard the penguin. So I've got to go Batman Forever. I heard my boy. That's my verdict.
Zane, you wanna help him out?
So I'm going to say Batman Returns. I can't really remember the scene itself. I can hear the fireworks going off, so I know it's definitely with the penguins. I don't know if this is where Penguin dies though. I remember it. Maybe it is that scene, and he just falls into the water.
Well, bearing in mind, I've set this whole game up as Batman's killing someone, so yeah, you can feel pretty confident that there's someone getting killed.
But I can't remember the circumstances of his death. But the year 92.
Oh, he's done it. He's done it, ladies and gentlemen. Zane and Waffles have completed this week's Batman 360 No Scope. That was
and Waffles. And
Batman
Waffles
Returns.
is the key word there.
Batman Returns from 1992.
I get it completely
it was Batman killing the Penguin by unleashing a swarm of bats on him, which pushes him through a window and he falls to his death in a swimming pool.
Okay, that explains the tons of bats.
He then gets horrifically injured by that, and then later on you get the reason why I think you got confused as to whether or not it's the thing that kills him, Zane, is that he does initially survive the fall to then walk out of a pool and then collapses down.
Shows off his umbrella collection.
And then dies from the injuries. So it is what kills him. So yes, you have done it, Zane. Congratulations. Well done, Waffles. Good job.
See, I get Forever Returns mixed up a lot because there's those 90s Batman
those nipples.
films.
Those
those 90s nipples. They honestly they cloud everything.
Nipples.
Those rubber.
They distract me.
The bat nip and the weird sculpted rubber asses as well in those films. It's like you don't need to show them off, guys. Seriously, honestly,
all I knew is I heard Danny DeVito.
Yeah, that's all you need to. Yeah, that's a sentence I never thought we'd go to. Sculpted rubber asses to Danny DeVito.
That's the Batman movie we never asked for.
The Batman movie we'll never see or want. There we go, guys. So yes, I'm thin on the ground, Zane, for Batman kills now. We've been through so many of them.
Oh.
So I may have to start going really obvious ones, like Christian Bale's, like really obvious ones. But yeah, we'll try and get a few more Batman 360 notes. Nothing's going to top our Superman kill, is it?
No, I don't think it will. That changed me forever. That one.
It did. It's a very good one. I'll send you the clip later of it, Waffles. It's fantastic.
Okay.
Right. Anyway, over to you, Zane, for the main event.
Cool. So, it's no secret that there's quite a lot of sequels coming out soon, from John Wick 4 to I can't think of another one off the top of my head, but there's some really weird ones that you kind of think like, is this needed? So I've put together a list of weird sequels that we're getting soon. So
thank you for doing the greatest introduction to anything I've ever heard. There's loads of weird sequels coming out. There's John Wick 4, and I don't know any others.
Other stuff, sure. I am excited for John Wick 4, though. Gimme.
I am excited for John Wick 4 as well.
I want more of my boy Keanu.
Everyone wants Keanu. Everyone wants him. Come on.
Does everyone want a Toy Story 5?
What?
What?
A Toy Story 5.
This is the first I've heard of this.
Is this confirmed, or is this
confirmed?
That Pixar are working on Toy Story 5?
They're working on a Toy Story 5.
Here's the thing about Toy Story, right? Every time a new Toy Story comes out, I go, man, they ended that really nicely. It sucks I won't get to see another Toy Story. That was such a great ending to the series. It was so heartfelt and everything. And I'm just like, oh man, that's a franchise that's done and over with.
There's a reviewer in the UK called Mark Commode, and he did a review of Toy Story 4, and he said he was really worried when he watched Toy Story 4 because they ended Toy Story 3 so well and so perfectly, and it was like a perfect little trilogy. And he said, fortunately, Toy Story 4 was amazing and it was really good as well. But then he said it needs to be over now. Like, and I agree with him. Like, there doesn't need to be a Toy
quit while
Story
you're
5.
ahead.
Right?
Quit while you're ahead. It's essentially just a Toy Story slot machine, and they keep pulling, and they keep winning up until now.
I know.
But one of these days they're going to come out with a Toy Story they can't take back.
Yeah, it's like Tim Allen. I guess they're just throwing Tim Allen a bone because he can't do the Santa Claus movies anymore or something. I don't know what's going on. Or Hog Wild or whatever that weird biker movie he did was. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like, I guess like. It depends if Buzz Lightyear was successful or Lightyear the movie, because it's kind of like that was like the first sort of Toy Story adjacent sort of movie, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah. Sorry, I just love you describing it as that.
Adjacent.
Toy Story adjacent. You're gonna get a little Bo Peep horror film and call it Toy Story adjacent. Yes, I personally don't really want to see a Toy Story 5. I don't know if you are the same, Waffles.
I don't think it's necessary. I think, like I said, every single time I see another Toy Story, they're great, but I go, boy, I feel like they ended it so nicely. Please, just please. I don't want, one of my favorite Disney franchises to, suffer the same fate as like the Aladdin sequels or something like that, or just please no.
God forbid we're going to get into the Toy Story live action soon.
I mean, we're kind of moving there with Lightyear. I mean, was kind of moving in that direction.
Was Lightyear actually, did it make a lot of money, Zane, or I don't know whether it was...
I don't think it did. I don't think it did.
Let me consult.
I didn't see it.
I haven't seen it either. I haven't actually seen it. Yeah.
I have not watched it, no.
Right. I saw it when it came to Disney Plus. And the reviews weren't exactly singing its praises.
It flopped. It flopped. It earned, it earned $226 million worldwide on a budget of $200 million.
Ooh.
So in total, it made $26 million profit. That was it.
Yeah, for Disney, that's pocket change. That's
very bad. That is very bad.
Yeah. All right, for a franchise like Toy Story, that's
no wonder they want Toy Story 5.
Right? Yeah, they're like, okay, we know what you really want. It's like, no, we don't want it. No, please.
Yeah, that's mad. I think the overwhelming response is no, we don't want Toy Story 5, Zane. Let's
fair enough.
What else have you got lined up for us?
Do you ever wonder what Ridley Scott is like up to? Because it feels like it's been a while since we've seen something from him. Like, well, what's Riddles up to these days?
Riddles.
What's Riddles?
What's he up to these days?
Hey, Riddles.
One of the finest directors in history. What's Riddles up to?
He's going to work on a Gladiator sequel. The film will storylines based on the son from the first movie.
You were going to say the story will continue.
It will continue. That's what's going to happen.
Okay, but the big thing, Russell Crowe, yes or no? Because that's the biggest, right? That's essentially like, is Russell Crowe in the movie? If he is, that's a game changer.
If I remember correctly about Gladiator, his character dies at the end of Gladiator.
Spoilers!
Oh, sorry. Spoilers for a 25-year-old film. My apologies. Sorry, guys.
No, he lives happily ever after in his gladiator arena.
I didn't mean Russell Crowe in Gladiator. I meant Russell Crowe in Master and Commander. So anyway, I'd like to. There's only two ways they can do this. If he does come back for it, flashbacks. Yeah. But then his son was only a wee small boy when he died. So okay. Or
I don't think it's his son. I think it's the Emperor's son.
Is it
the one that? Joaquin Phoenix plays.
Oh yeah, because his family's dead, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I forgot. Of course.
Yeah.
That's the whole motivation for the film.
Yeah,
Man, it's been a long time.
yeah. I mean, it could be. Maybe it like completely goes off in a totally different direction. It's about like the afterlife where.
No, I think you're right. I think because obviously Ridley Scott went off the rails with the Alien franchise because he really did. Because Covenant was terrible. Sorry, guys. But this is what we're going to see. This is what we're going to see. We're going to see Gladiator, Undead Maximus. It's the future. Mix Rome with zombies. That's what we all want.
He enters the Roman afterlife. He goes to Hades or whatever, and he's got to fight like the gods, and it just becomes like maybe it's like a God of War spinoff or something like that. You know, I feel like there's some potential there.
Okay, you've made it cool. I made it completely dorky because all I could think of was my name is Maximus Decimus Ridius. Brains.
Brains.
See,
that's what we want. If they do this with Gladiator, I'm totally on board for it. I want the sequel.
Right?
That's where they go with
Undead Gladiator.
Undead Russell Crowe doing his weird Dr. Jekyll impression from when he was in The Mummy, just as a zombie. That's what I want. Zane, are you excited for this? Honestly,
no, unless this is the movie that connects like all of Ridley Scott's other movies into like a franchise. So like you've got Orlando Bloom from The Last Kingdom, comes in, and like tries to I don't know, help Maximus's friend.
No, I think I know where you're getting with this. I know what you're thinking. You've got Maximus Decimus Meridius fights Orlando Bloom from The Lost Kingdom in the arena, wins that, then goes on to face Harrison Ford in Blade Runner.
Before you get there, his friend has a connection to England, which is the Robin Hood movie. So then he has to fight himself. So Russell Crowe is two characters in one movie.
And then the final battle is him against the Xenomorph.
I was gonna say, and then like the Nostromo from Aliens just crashes down, and like aliens start bursting out of nowhere.
And like that movie that just staggers out in her pants.
With Michael Fassbender.
Instead of it's the sequel. It turns out it's the sequel to Cowboys versus Aliens. It's Gladiators versus Aliens.
Oh, I actually want to see this now. I think we've made a better premise than what they've actually come up with. That would
actually be like, imagine like a movie, right, where it's like old school like Roman legionaries all lined up against like alien invaders or something like that. That would actually be an awesome movie.
Like
I would legit
copyright Waffles for Trump's Undisputed Nerds. Copyright. If you want that idea, come talk to us.
Right, that would be amazing. That would be so cool.
Now. It's on film. That's coined. So I think if it's another boring Roman movie, then no. But if it's a wild, crazy, out there sci-fi undead adventure, then yeah, we definitely want it.
Don't fail us now, Ridley Scott.
Come on, Ridders.
You've got it. We trust you.
All right, what's next?
There's no way to kind of hype this one up. It's Cruella 2.
Just like we're jumping into it. It's Cruella 2. What do you want me to say?
You know,
I don't care. I don't care. Move on. I don't care. Wow. I haven't even seen the first one. Zane, do you want it?
Yeah, why not? Yeah. That's hopefully there's more Dalmatians.
I mean, that's Disney's pretty much their slogan right now for sequels. It's just why not?
Exactly.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Toy Story 5.
Stamp on it.
Yep.
I haven't seen the first Cruella, so I can't comment on the second one. But I can only assume her journey to murdering dogs is going to continue. So Whatever.
Does the first Cruella have to do with the 101 Dalmatians? Actually, like, is that actually part of the story in the first Cruella, or is it mostly just about a crazy fashion designer? Is that
So most of the story is crazy fashion designer and kind of how she got to that level of fame, but there are cameos of the Dalmatians. Is it Purdy?
Okay.
I can't remember the characters' names, but yeah, they're
So
in the
it's-
first one.
so? It's just throw twos of the 101 Dalmatians, and kind of like, yeah, they're here too, but mostly it's Emma Stone and she's crazy.
Yes.
Is pretty much the crux.
It's
Yeah.
less 101 Dalmatians, more The Devil Wears Poodle.
So
Thank you. Moving on.
Okay, so Cruella 2, I mean, I don't know if they like suddenly switched gears and it was about the 101 Dalmatians, I would actually kind of be interested. But as far as just the Emma Stone character, meh, I really not the thing I want to see.
That's the level of interest he pulled out his Danny DeVito
Yeah.
impression.
Cruella ain't got nothing on the penguin.
We need to unleash some bats on Cruella. That's what we need to do. That'll liven things up. Right, what's next then? Come on, Cruella 2, honestly. Come on, give us something more. Give us something meatier to work with.
Oh, you're going to love this one. So I remember when the first one came out on DVD, there was so much speculation about the extra scenes that were only on a special version of the DVD and all sorts. So much so that back in 2007, fast forward to, I don't know when this movie's going to come out, but ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we will get an I Am Legend 2.
Oh my god. I did
Starring
hear
Michael-
about this.
Starring Michael B. Jordan and Will Smith.
Will
King
Smith.
Slapper himself.
Slappy man himself.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's...
Okay,
Waffles, you go first. Go on.
first place my mind goes. Will Smith slap a zombie? If he does, then hell yeah, I'm watching that movie.
Technically a vampire, I think, in I Am Legend. they were
Vampire
vampires.
zombie, whatever the heck they were in I Am
but
Legend. Yeah.
I'm with him. There has to be some form of intensive bee slapping, along with the line, "Get my wife's arm out your effing mouth." That's what I want to. They could perfectly modify it. Yeah,
Let's not forget
man.
he was in love with a mannequin in the first movie.
he wasn't
He
in
was-
love with the mannequin. He sorry, right? Listen, Zane. Like, I'll put up with a lot of stuff. He wasn't in love with a mannequin. He was using the mannequin for company because he was the last man alive.
No, that was the dog.
Well, the poor dog.
Waffles, you talk for a
That's
bit.
the saddest part of the whole movie. You know what? Actually, spoilers for I Am Legend. If you haven't seen I Am Legend,
Yeah,
In
well,
terms of, like-
I like it until the end. That's the only problem I have with it, is the ending. Of that
yeah.
film.
I feel like once you get past those premises and this like lone survivor stuff, once you try like in all these movies where there's like the apocalypse and it's like the lone survivor and they're moving on, once you introduce like plot or something, like just like, once you try and introduce a story and a climax and stuff like that, it takes that original premise and it kind of just makes it silly. And they rarely ever, for all those kind of like apocalypse movies, you're in it for the beginning, right? You're not in it for how it ends, because it's either going to end with the dude dying or it's going to end with some silly sci-fi BS out of nowhere that's just
Well, that's
like
true. Yeah.
it gets silly by the end.
I Am Legend's disappointing because the ending they had, so that the ending of the film is different to the ending of the book. And the ending of the book is
that's right. Yeah.
they basically they filmed 2 endings for it, and the deleted ending, the deleted scene that didn't make the final cut, is much better than the actual ending they came up with. Where
That, so funny enough, that ending is no longer canon. It's now the deleted scene or the director's cut, whatever you want to call it now, because there's been variations of the DVD since.
Oh,
and
really?
It's that ending that they're going to base the sequel on.
no
So that's
way.
why Will Smith
That's
is
cool.
alive for the
Oh,
sequel.
that is
Yeah.
good. Okay, that changes my. Okay, then I definitely do want to watch this. Yes,
Yeah.
I am keen for that. Then that's.
I mean,
excellent.
I'm gonna stick with my guns. If he slaps a zombie, then vampire, then yes.
Vampire zombie.
If not, then hard pass for me. I'm I'm in it for the slaps, man.
What happens? What are you in it if Michael B. Jordan does a tribute slap? As in, it's
I'll
very
think
clear.
about it. You know, that's gonna take some thought. I'll have to think about it. Yeah.
What if Michael B. Jordan slaps Will Smith? It's the ultimate, the ultimate twist.
And then he goes, "Oh, that's hot."
Yeah.
Then yes, 100% take all my money. I will buy 50 copies of that movie.
All right. You heard it here first, Hollywood. Get on it. All right. Yes, let's do it. I Am Legend 2. Yeah, let's see it. Let's see it.
Nice,
What's next,
nice.
Zane?
I think you may have seen the first one of this one. But your
It's Avatar, then I hate you.
your favorite actor, he's getting a sequel in Violent Night 2.
Brilliant.
Possibly.
I have seen
one of
this. Yes.
Violent Night.
I like that you've picked up a
Isn't
page
that the
that doesn't
one-
show the poster.
It's not my fight. The site doesn't, have a poster
It's-
yet.
Waffles. It's Die Hard meets Santa Claus. It's David
Yeah, that's
Harbour
the one
for
with
everyone.
where the dude from Stranger
Stranger
Things.
Yep.
Yeah, is a crazy murdering Santa or something like that.
He is Santa Claus. He's not a crazy murdering Santa. So basically, what happened? You know the plot. You know the plot of Die Hard, right? Where terrorists break into a building.
Oh yeah.
So imagine McClane. Instead of being McClane, it was Santa Claus. And then instead of it being a big, massive skyscraper, it's a mansion. That is what Violent Night is. It is literally Die Hard with Santa
Is he
Claus.
actually Santa Claus in the movie? Like
He is actually
legit Santa Claus,
He
not
is-
like
he's the real Santa Claus with his sack of magic. Yes.
I need to see this movie. I
is-
haven't seen it yet, and I really want to see Violent Night.
It is
Oh, man.
fantastic. It's really good. Like it is really, really good. You know, I like my particular favorite is when he uses a Christmas tree star as a throwing star. That's the bit for me. Gets him right in the eye. It's fantastic. Yeah, it's well worth
That
watching.
sounds absolutely incredible, and I don't know. I did not see this yet, even though it was on my list for a while. I just haven't watched a lot of movies lately. But
Is it on?
oh my
Disney?
gosh,
I can't remember if it's on Disney Plus or if it's I don't know what streaming service it's on now.
Sure,
But yeah, it's well worth it. It's well worth a watch. David Harbour. I love David Harbour anyway. But yeah,
Yeah.
he's still. I still think he was an amazing Hellboy. I'm sorry, he really
Mm.
was. Even though the movie was awful.
he was Hellboy as well? I didn't even know that.
So Ron Perlman was the original Hellboy, and then they remade it in 2015, 2016, something like that. Zane?
I thought it'd be a little bit later, 2019.
Oh, maybe like you're probably right. Yeah. But anyway, it flopped, the Hellboy movie. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But he was amazing as Hellboy. He was really good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I never saw it. Yeah. All I
Yes.
know him from is Stranger Things, but I hope this launches his career even further because I like that actor. He's great.
He's already. He was Red Guardian in the Black Widow film as well.
Oh, okay.
The
Yeah,
Russian Winter Soldier, Russian Captain America, basically.
Russian Winter Soldier.
Yeah. God, honestly, my mind. But yeah, Violent Night 2. I am looking forward to seeing Violent Night 2. Yes. If they put it in an airport this time, it's going to be like it's ridiculous. They're completely copying Die Hard in that instance.
Which I wouldn't mind. I don't think.
I wouldn't mind either. And if they put Sam Jackson in the third one, I'm going to be so happy.
I definitely I haven't seen the first one, but I'm all for crazy ideas. So yes,
you'll love it, Waffles. You will love it when you watch it.
Yes, please more David Harbour. Please more crazy Santa Claus. That's really funny to me. So that's a thumbs up. Heck yeah.
Nice. Good. Nice. So the next one is a little bit of a classic nowadays. Yeah, I know. You're definitely going to enjoy this because it's the Kingsman, the Blue Blood.
So when you say Kingsman, the fact that you just said Kingsman's a classic just made me feel so old. So thanks for that, Zane.
Right.
Thanks very much. Yeah, Kingsman, famously that classic movie that came out in like 2008. So now we're all ancient. Thanks, Zane.
Yep. Way back in dinosaur times when the first Kingsman showed up. Oh man, I loved Kingsman. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Kingsman series. I loved the one with Samuel L. Jackson as the bad guy with the lisp. Oh man, that was just that movie was beautiful. The thing about like a big thing about movies, right? Is it something you remember? If you remember the movie, then it has accomplished its goal. And boy, like, do I remember the Kingsman movies? Like, there's nothing that comes to my mind easier than some of those scenes in the Kingsman movies, like the church scene, where it starts playing Freebird and he's just like, or even in the most recent one, where with like Rasputin, that scene, that was really cool. The most recent one didn't hit the same bar as the previous Kingsman movies, but I don't know. I kind of want to see it.
It's interesting you say that because I thought so. I was like, we can all agree that the first Kingsman, the Secret Service movie, is amazing.
Yes.
Like,
so good.
It's so well done and so good. Like it made Taron Egerton into a Hollywood star, like the Eggsy in it. It made him. I was not a fan of the second one. I have to be honest with you. The second one for me, the Golden Circle, purely I find it difficult with that movie because I hated that they invented a way to come back to life from a gunshot to the head. That really annoyed me. And then the enemy's motivation was very weird. Like Julianne Moore's in that was very, very strange. But it had Pedro Pascal in it, so I can let it off.
I kind of almost forgot about Golden Circle. All I remember is the first one, and then the most recent one that just came out. And like my brain just absolutely, what I was just talking about, where like it's movies you remember that matter.
From your brain,
I completely blanked out on Golden Circle. Like I totally even forgot that was a movie.
I enjoyed the Kingsman, the last one they did. I enjoyed it. I agree with Waffles. It wasn't as good as the first one, obviously. I thought it was better than the second one. Because purely because nobody came back from being shot in the head, so that was good.
All I remember is he's got the eye patch because he got shot in the head, and that's
there you go.
Literally all I remember.
But yeah, like I is it still I wanted to say Matt Reeves? Is it still Matthew Vaughn? Is it still the same director?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll look for it. Yeah, it'll be good. I'm all for that. You say it's the Blue Blood. Is it set in modern day or is it back in the World War II?
Oh, the details. There's not much details to go off really, because it just says the upcoming fourth installment. Yeah, in the franchise.
Okay, because they did a little tease, didn't they, at the end of the the Kingsman, where it's linked to Adolf Hitler and then World War II.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to tie into that.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, that is a legit probably spoiler. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Hitler turns up at the end. Spoiler.
By the way, Hitler.
By the way, well, I didn't say the big reveal about who the big bad in that film is, but yes,
fair.
Probably is a mini spoiler. So sorry about that. If you haven't seen these things and you're watching us talk about it, what are you doing? What are you doing with your lives? Get out and watch some films. Goodness me. Now's the point where Waffles is like, I haven't seen any of these. You've ruined them all for me.
Yeah, I haven't watched TV since I was born. You're ruining everything. I just figured out what a television is.
You people think that waffles are pancakes. Clearly you're mistaken. Good Lord. But yeah, yeah, Bluebird. Yes, I'd be interested to see it. I enjoy.
It depends on if it's it depends on if it's continuing the older one or if it's still going off of the originals, because I feel like they played out the originals enough. If the second one was any indication, it's like, I think their story is over. I liked the reboot or the prequel where it was new characters, adult characters. I didn't really ever like the whole like teenager becoming a secret spy. He was like, to me, the teenager aspect of it was like the part of the movie I really did not care about. I just wanted to see crazy British secret agents kicking butt in a ridiculous premise. Like, that's what I wanted to see. So if it's more of that, then yeah. Then gimme.
No, the problem is there's a popular character called James Bond who kind of has the the market cornered as far as like British spy kicking bombs. So I guess they had to go slightly
but James Bond doesn't walk into a church and literally murder everybody there.
But just because he didn't get the chance to, Waffles. Have you seen Daniel Craig's James Bond? He's a maniac.
That's true. I didn't watch the most recent James Bond, so
it is very No Time to Die is very good. I will not give spoilers for that because there's some big spoilers in that. So
yeah, I still have to see that one.
Just whilst we're on a James Bond kick, then just very quickly, I just want to test the waters with this. Zane, I'm pretty sure you've heard of this before. Waffles, have you ever heard of James Bond Jr.?
No, but go on.
There was I will send you a video of it later, a trailer. There was a cartoon from the 90s.
Yeah, I was going to say it was animated, right?
It was animated. Yeah,
yes, I have heard of this. Yeah,
it was James Bond's nephew, James Bond Jr. So presumably, so think of the logic of that, by the way. Can I just point out? So his uncle's called James Bond. He's called James Bond Jr., which means his dad must have also been called James Bond. So they're really inventive.
It's not like a third or a second or anything. No, it's just
so yeah. And it was basically exactly the same plot pretty much as regular James Bond, except clean because it was for kids and he didn't do that much, but he's still womanized. Still a womanizer. Ridiculous.
And it was an American franchise too, right? It wasn't even was James Bond Jr. even British? I don't
he was no, he was British. He was British, yeah.
He was okay, so he was still British, but it was an American produced show.
Yeah, so obviously because it was an American produced show, it was super faithful to the British heritage. So he drank tea every other 5 minutes. Every car that he drove had a Union Jack on it. Every time he was introduced, it played Rule Britannia. The traditional things that you'd expect to see from a British produced show.
His watch had 1 million gadgets.
He said unexplainably. He said sorry 50 million times a day, but never meant any of them.
Right.
That's what it means to be British, right?
The title screen was just "God Save the Queen."
Exactly. It was just a World War II veteran saluting for 3 minutes while "God Save the Queen" played. God bless you, Mom. There you go. Anyway, sorry, that was a James Bond tangent. I apologize. Let's see what's next. What's next, Zane? Sorry.
So back in the 90s, as a wee child, I saw this movie and it put the fear of God and nature and so much more. And only now that they are going to do a sequel based on this 1996 terror that is Twister.
Oh my god!
No way. No. What? No.
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 Plural.
Are
the
you
sequel was
serious?
Twisters. I don't know
it's
what
like the
I don't know what-
Alien movie where the sequel is Aliens, except for this one. This time it's multiple.
This time there's
Twisters.
2.
Yeah,
I don't know what I
Twister
find...
sisters.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, my brain just went there and it was like, no, don't say it. Don't say
I
it.
don't
All
know.
right.
I don't know what I find funnier: the idea that they're going to try and make a sequel to Twister, or the fact that you described yourself as a wee boy going to see it. I have absolutely no interest or desire whatsoever to see it. I mean, what's it going to be? 2 Twisters. All right, cool.
It's
You know, the
Twisters,
whole-
but they're everywhere. It's
the
like
whole-
all over. It's a Twister pandemic.
Yeah, the whole MacGuffin of that film, the whole plot-driven thing was we've got to get all these things inside a tornado. That was the whole gist of it. We've got these weird sensor probe things that we need to fling up into a tornado, and rather than leaving it in one place because we know where the tornado is
yeah.
going to be,
Just
we'll just
evacuating.
drive around it continuously until we manage to fling something in it. I'm not that excited to see a sequel to it.
I mean, it is amazing that they made such a, I want to say, just like a cultural phenomenon out of just a natural disaster, like a like a Twister, like just something, every day kind
You're right,
of
the first
just
time, like Twitch.
like Twitch, a natural cultural phenomenon.
The natural disaster that is
but yeah, the natural disaster that is my Twitch stream. But I think it's really cool, yeah, that the original one managed to make something out of something. So there's just something to be said about those old school movies, those old school like thrillers, where you just took something as silly as like a shark or a tornado, and you just made it something like crazy.
Independence Day is an incredibly stupid movie, but we all
It
look
is,
back on it and we all love it, and that's probably why Resurgence wasn't very good.
I think
because
Will
it's
Smith
like-
slaps an alien in that one.
He does slap an alien in that. He does. He does. Does he slap someone in Men in Black too? I think he slapped someone in Men in Black as well. Hang on a sec. Wait a minute. The signs were
Wait
there
a
all
minute.
along.
The signs were there.
Oh, wow. I don't really care about Twisters, to be honest with you.
No?
But I mean, whatever.
I don't know. It depends on. I have no clue. Like I watched the first Twister as a wee lad myself. I think I actually watched it in school in like science class
Wow.
or something like that. They used it as like an excuse, like this is all about weather.
So if we're talking about school experiences, would you? So Waffles, I don't know whether you know this or not, but in the UK, part of our school education, depending on what kind of school you go to, but if you're going to a Church of England school, you have a session of religious education, RE we call it. What we did when I was a boy.
Really?
Yes. And would you like to guess what my religious education teacher decided to put on in one of the lessons instead of teaching us?
Oh, I have no idea. James Bond?
No, that would be amazing. No, he thought that the best example to teach us about religious education was The Matrix.
Heck
That man
yeah.
deserves a pay rise.
Yeah, same. He does.
Yeah, he does. He does. Anyway,
that's how you get kids interested in education.
Instead of Mel Gibson's, what's it?
Passion of the
Something
Christ.
Passion of the Christ, yeah.
I was going to say he had an open goal with what film to put on for religious education.
Heck
Ben
yeah.
Hur. Christ, go back to the 60s. Right. Anyway, what's the next one, Zane? Come on, let's move on from Twisters.
I think we all as a collective are just as grumpy as the star of this movie when he found out that this movie was going to be made. But God loves him. Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny.
Yes, I want this. Yes. I'm so excited for this film. I cannot begin to tell you. I will tell you 2 reasons why I'm excited for it. Because number 1, Harrison Ford gets to kill off another of his famous characters that he's always wanted to kill off. Number 2, it's not going to have Shia LaBeouf in it. It's going to be great.
Can I say, it's Harrison Ford is like what? How old is Harrison Ford now? He's
78, is he?
78. And I just want to say his most recent movie is called The Dial of Destiny. Just there's some definite irony in there.
He's 80 years old.
He's 80 years old.
Yeah.
Making an Indiana Jones movie called The Dial of Destiny.
It might as well be called Hurry Before I Die.
Oh man, the ticking clock of
the
my
ticking
life.
Clock of mortality.
Yeah, the ticking clock of mortality. Yeah.
Indiana Jones, the ticking clock of mortality.
I mean, kind of. That's almost where it sounds like it's heading. That's.
It does.
I mean, I'm not going to say no to any Harrison Ford. Obviously, like even at 80 years old, he's still awesome. So, yeah, heck yes, more Harrison Ford, please. I want Harrison Ford to be making movies when he's like 95. I'm ready.
Like Patrick Stewart.
How many more franchises? I mean, he's got Indiana Jones. Yeah, he's got Indiana Jones and Han Solo.
Blade Runner's about it. That's the only
Blade
thing that's
Runner.
still really kind of existing, but they won't make another one of those. Do you think I'm gonna try not to laugh and get this joke out? So, do you think they'll show the ultimate battle of him versus the Millennium Falcon door?
Oh no.
Sorry, I couldn't get it out. I'm sorry.
You okay? Do you need a minute, gentlemen?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Just the image. Somebody else talk.
For those who don't know, during filming of, is it Force Awakens? Harrison Ford, for some unknown reason, his leg and the door of the Millennium Falcon got caught and he broke his leg.
Oh God!
I don't know about that. No.
Yeah.
He got his leg stuck in the Millennium Falcon door, and he ended up breaking his leg in 2 places. Which, when you say it like that, is not funny. But just the idea of really grumpy Harrison Ford, who never wanted to play Han Solo anymore anyway, comes back, and then the first thing that happens is he has a fight with the Millennium Falcon and loses.
No, I didn't know that. I never knew that piece of information. No, I watched all the new Star Wars and everything. Oh man,
the ultimate Indiana Jones villain, the Millennium Falcon door.
The Millennium Falcon door.
The only thing that tried to retire him.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. I was wondering why you were just breaking
I'm
down.
sorry. It's just because there's the image of Harrison Ford in front of me as well right now, and he was looking at me with like the weirdest smile, just going, "Yeah, go and say it, go on." And I just couldn't help it. I'm sorry. Yes, Indiana Jones 5. Yes, please. I want the end of it, or the rebirth into Indiana Jones Jr.
Gimme.
So,
Zane, if you wanted to have a look. Oh.
The next one I have on this list, this is the last one, by the way, is a movie that I think I think no one thought there would ever be a sequel because it's been 34 years since the first movie came out.
Oh, boy.
And yeah, and it's time to dust the Muppets and puppets because it's time for Labyrinth 2, gentlemen.
Oh my god.
What? But okay, hold on, wait a second. That's David Bowie's character behind.
Yes. That's the first thing that I thought.
That is the first thing that's the first place my mind went is
Oh, it's Scott Derrickson is the director.
who in the world could replace David Bowie?
Nobody.
Why?
Right,
Like,
also Jim Henson's dead.
okay,
But his puppets aren't.
His puppets live
his
on.
puppets aren't. I mean, I still love the Muppet franchise. Like, no matter what they do, Jim Henson's legacy is still like alive in my heart. I still love all the Muppet stuff. I still love, I watched the Dark Crystal remake that they did, the prequel or whatever on Netflix, and I freaking loved it. And I was super sad that they didn't come out with like they did one season and then it didn't do very well, and they never continued it, which bummed me out like so much. I was so sad because I love the Dark Crystal, and I love puppetry. I think it's an art form because of all the technology advances. It's just not as popular, recently and stuff. And I want more puppets, dang it. I want more Swedish Chef. I want more Kermit. Give me more puppets.
I agree. Like practical effects in films, be it puppetry or even just makeup and effects, are they always look better normally than the than CGI versions of things.
Right.
And, it's I think I agree with Waffles. The idea that we're moving mad towards because somebody de-aged Harrison Ford. Did you see that? Obviously 80-year-old Harrison Ford, they de-aged him for the new Indiana Jones trailer. They de-aged him to what he looked like originally. I don't like it. Like, I really don't like it. It's because
sounds like it'd be kind of creepy.
it's creepy, and it's why that's the way to reverse time and stop yourself from either making new stars or looking at new ways of doing things, and some of the most inventive things have come out of practical effects. And look at the best example in the world for the comparison between practical versus CGI is The Thing. If you look at the Thing movies, so one of my personal favorite horror films of all time, you look at the original one with the John Carpenter one from the 80s. I know it's technically not the original one before everyone gets on me. But if you look at the Thing from the 1980s, that was all practical effects, and it's absolutely terrifying, genuinely terrifying and horrifying. And then you look at the prequel that they did, still called The Thing, God knows why, from like 2015, where all the effects are pretty much CGI, and it's awful. Like, it looks awful, and it takes away so much of the immersion.
I think, because for me, I think the fact that something is real, right? Like with even if it's not completely, everything doesn't move as fluidly as something would move naturally in real life. The fact that it's real, all the shading is exactly like it would be in real life. Yeah. This thing is like something that physically exists in the world versus something that's computer generated, which is like your brain kind of makes a disconnect there where it realizes that this thing is not real because it's so because of the computer generation and stuff like that. And I think there's something to be said about something that physically exists, even if it's a puppet, even if it's like a ridiculous costume or something like that. The fact that it's there just makes it 10 times more real to your brain because your brain's just so good at filling in those gaps.
Yeah. Agreed. So yeah, I Labyrinth. I mean, I'm with Waffles. You can't. there's no way you can replace David Bowie. Like, how the hell do you do that? Unless you kill him off, like kill off his character in like the first scene, which is just going to be like, well, why did you do it in the first place then? Because the whole identity of the first Labyrinth was the fact that it was David Bowie in it.
Yeah, I will also say, like, whatever drugs Jim Henson was on when he made the Labyrinth, holy cow, man! Where do I get some of that? Because whoa, man, that was a trippy movie.
Yeah, I'm not really keen on Labyrinth 2. I've got to be honest. I'm not feeling it.
I get a weird feeling that it's going to be like Harry Styles is like David Bowie character or something, like
Taron Egerton. He's already done Elton John. Rami Malek. That's who they'll get. Rami Malek.
Yeah.
He's done Freddie Mercury. Now he's doing David Bowie. He's going through all the pop stars. Oh dear. No, thank you. No, thank you, Labyrinth 2.
So that's the list.
Can I ask you guys some honourable why did they do this sequel? Quickly followed by why haven't they announced the sequel? And get your opinion on it. So why did they do this sequel? So it went straight to Netflix. But in 2012 there was an amazing film that was released that had both Jeff Bridges and Ryan Reynolds in it, called R.I.P.D.
Yes.
Oh yes, I remember. There's the sequel to that. That's another sequel that just came out recently.
A direct-to-streaming sequel of R.I.P.D. Not starring any of the original cast. Yeah, I think it's out. It's out. Well, yeah, I mean, but
speaking of trippy movies,
is, why did they do that?
Why? This is a good question, man. That was a weird movie. For anybody who's seen that movie, it is your brain most likely just goes back to images of just weird zombie people, like weird like Silent Hill-esque zombie characters just exploding for no reason.
Such a weird just that film. It was like
so weird.
Ryan Reynolds needed something to do before Deadpool. It felt like that's basically what that film was. So it's like, I'll just make that. I'll keep it in the comic book realm. Anyway, it's terrible. The other thing I wanted to say,
I guess he decided it was worth continuing because there was a second one. So
he's not in it. He's not involved in it at all.
Ryan Reynolds isn't in the second one.
Neither is Jeff Bridges. No, none of the original cast. Nobody came back. Nothing.
Okay,
nobody.
Well,
no.
It was.
I don't know why. No on that sequel.
Yeah. And the other thing is why they haven't announced this yet. But one of my favorite sci-fi films of all time, which is comic book related, Dredd. And it has not. So it's Judge Dredd, not the Sylvester Stallone film Waffles. It's Carl Urban led Dredd from 2013, I think it was.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And it's amazing. It didn't do well at the box office, which is why it didn't immediately get a sequel. But the groundswell and cult-like status of it ever since has done more than enough that it should have a sequel. It really should. And I don't know whether it's just because Carl Urban's doing The Boys and he's just not, he can't commit to doing it or whatever. But man, that's a good film. And it was so sad that they haven't done a sequel to it yet. Especially as we're getting sequels to things from 1996.
Yeah, I think it's like you said, it's to do with the numbers because it had like a ridiculously good home release. Like it did ridiculously well in DVD sales, but not enough to warrant another sort of theatrical. Which is, like you said, it's one of those terrible shames that.
Yeah, I think because there were rumors because they talked about Mega City 1 doing a TV series of Mega City 1, which is that's the city he patrols. For those of you who are not aware with Judge Dredd, and I guess he would randomly pop up in it on certain occasions, but it's just gone nowhere, and there's nothing about it, and I think it's really sad because it was such a compelling world that they built in Dredd that it could have been really, really good.
Absolutely,
to expand out on, but But there we
Yeah,
go.
I never saw the most recent one, but I do know the Sylvester Stallone Judge Dredd, and just the idea of old Sylvester Stallone coming back. Hey.
Yeah. Why did you judge me? Why did you judge me? No one ever understood that. Why did you judge me?
It would just be so funny to me.
Yeah, no, I don't want a sequel to the Sylvester Stallone Judge Dredd. Sequel to Demolition Man, though. I'll take a sequel to
I was just thinking
Man.
that. I'll take a Demolition Man.
Film.
If
Yeah.
Wesley Snipes is back.
Oh my god. Yeah, but instead of dodging bullets, he's dodging taxes.
Speaking of sequels, aren't they making another what's that one with all the action stars they put all in one? Expendables. Aren't they making another one of the isn't that another sequel that's coming out? I think so.
That should have been on the list, Zane.
It should be.
There's an Expendables 4 coming out.
God.
Okay, I'm adding my own custom one to this list. Expendables 4. Do we need it?
They only made Expendables 3 because Harrison Ford wanted an excuse to fly a plane on film. Because he's got a pilot license, so you know.
Was Harrison Ford in the Expendables at all?
Yeah, he was in Expendables 3.
Was he? Oh wow.
He was flying a plane. I'm not joking. He was flying a plane or something like that in Expendables 3, and he actually has a legitimate pilot's license. And they didn't make him say, "Get off my damn plane." And I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, what? You're missing out on that." Wow. Air Force One. That's what they should do a sequel to. Air Force One. The retired President Harrison Ford. It's Air Force 2.
I'm gonna look up the cast of Expendables 4. You got Jason Statham, Dolph Lundgren, Sylvester Stallone, which were staples in the originals, I think.
Scroll down.
Steven Seagal, Liam Neeson's gonna be in it. Megan Fox.
There's a cast option right there, Zane, next to crew.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
Tony
Andy
Jaa's
Garcia.
Oh my god!
Wow,
Megan Fox.
50 Cent. 50 Cent.
They really are scraping the bottom of the barrel. Eddie Hall, strongman Eddie Hall's going to be in this. What the hell is going on? Who's Cokie Falco?
Oh man.
Oh, it's him. Wow. I do know him. I know that actor. Oh, fair enough. Okay,
oh, good. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right, guys, go and check out the Expendables 4 then.
I guess, man, actually, kind of looking at that cast, I don't know. I just want to see some of those people back in action. I'm not going to lie.
Much like Twitch and Twisters, it's going to be a beautiful disaster. Anyway,
beautiful disaster.
Well, guys, what do you think of our roundup of those sequels? Do we need them? Do we not need them? What do you guys think? Are there any sequels you are dying to see? Are there any sequels that haven't been announced? Are you waiting for the Fox universe to somehow get back some kind of X-Men rights and release their own version of the universe again? Who's to say? Let us know. Zane, how can they get in touch with us?
You can email us, nerdsundisputed@gmail.com. Of course, you can follow us on all of our social medias at undisputed_nerds. As always, you can follow myself at Zane_Taicho. All the relevant links will be in description, as always.
You can get me twitch.tv/gentlemanlygamer. You can also find me on the gram, although I barely ever put any posts on there now because I'm a lazy boy and I don't like taking pictures of myself. But at gentlemanlygamer, I am on there. Waffles, how can the ladies and gentlemen find you out there, sir?
Yeah, so it's right there, twitch.tv/waffles for jumps, or the Waffle Brand Podcast, which, ironically, we're doing tomorrow a new Waffle Brand podcast on. We're going to have a UK guest, and we're going to be talking about the differences between the UK and America, and some cultural differences and phenomenons there. So it's very ironic that I'm on this podcast the day before I'm going on my own podcast and talking about UK stuff. So
You're gonna stun them with your knowledge of Shrove Tuesday.
yeah, I'm gonna be like, did you know? I know all about Pancake Day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be crushing. He's gonna whoever it is gonna be so disappointed. They're gonna be like, "What? What?
Yeah.
How do you know this thing? Why am I even here?" But yes, well, thank you very much for joining us, Waffles. It's been a pleasure having you. And
it's been awesome.
It may not be the last time, guys. You may hear from Waffles again sometime in the future on here.
Yeah, you guys haven't scared me away yet, so that's good. That's
good.
Zane's the comforting one. That's why he pulls him in. I scare him away, and he pulls him in. So, yeah. All right, Zane. Anything else you want to add?
You guys.
No, that's it. Be safe, be kind, and I guess we'll see you all on the next one.
All right, guys. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Bye, guys.